guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a review on the Subculture Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know that this palette has been talked about bad and good, and I wanted to chime in with my opinions on it. I did do a tutorial with the look today that I am wearing. But before we get into the tutorial portion of the video, I wanted to give you guys my complete and honest thoughts of this palette. When I first got the palette via PR in the mail, I was kind of skeptical because I watched a bunch of like YouTube videos and tutorials on it, and I heard so much negative stuff, so I was like, you know what? I'm throwing it in a pile in my room, and I'm not touching it right now. Like, I've got a lot of other palettes that I'm loving, so there's really no need for me to like kind of be disappointed. I definitely highly recommend not doing that. I always advise you guys to watch people's tutorials and reviews because obviously before you buy something, you want to know if it's good or not, but don't base your opinions solely on what somebody else's experience was with the palette, because honestly, I did, and I missed out on using this palette for a while. I honestly really like this palette. I do have like a couple problems that I have faced with it in the past. Like, the dark shadows are really pigmented, and sometimes they are difficult to blend out, and you want to really make sure that you place them exactly where you want it when you want it, or you are going to have a botched makeup look that is not going to come out how you guys want it to. So it's just, this palette is, you have to be super careful with it. And I noticed, like, I will use this palette every time I want to like create a makeup look, or I have time to sit down and really take my time. If you're looking for something that you can literally throw on your eyes in 3 minutes and call it a day, this probably isn't the palette for you, because you do have to take your time blending it out and making sure that you're not applying too much. It's just, you have to be super careful. But if you are careful, honestly, this makeup look right here, I think came out amazing, and I've had no problems with the blending. I had no problems with it being patchy or not pigmented or too pigmented. You just kind of have to work with it. These are soft touch matte shadows, which are new to the community. I know a lot of palettes I don't think have used them before. They're a brand that likes to branch out, which I always look up to Claudia for that, and I always like that she always steps outside of the box and does things different than other brands, because it really sets Anastasia Beverly Hills apart from any other brand. Would I recommend this palette? Obviously, I really like it personally. I have not had any issues with fallout or anything. The only thing is if I were to take my brush and swirl it around in the product, there would be a shit ton of fallout. But because I will literally, as you guys will see in the tutorial, I will take my brush and dip it in a color, and that is it. That's all I will do, and I will build up the pigmentation from there. I know a lot of people will take a brush and dig into it and want to like apply a ton of color and just blend it out. That is not something that you can do with this palette. You really have to build up the pigmentation and start with less and work your way up to more. That is just how this palette works, and I honestly like it. I like the color selection in there. I feel like it sticks with like my neutrals that I like, but it also has like a pop of color, 2 pops of color actually, and it kind of gives me a little bit of like, it's got some blues and some purples and like a mustardy shade, and obviously my warm colors. But I really do like this palette, honestly. I will give it a, maybe not a 10 out of 10, just because like, you have to be careful, but I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10 for how much I like it. So if you guys want to see how I created this look with the Anastasia Subculture Palette, then just keep watching. Like I said, you don't need to go out and buy this palette if you have had negative experiences with it. Leave yours down in the comments. Obviously, we're not all going to have the same experiences with the same products, so I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this. If you guys want to see how I achieved this makeup look, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so my brows have already been filled in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Soft Brown, and I did prime my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Neutral. Wow, I can't read today. And I carved my brows out with that. So everything is primed and ready to go. So first we're gonna jump into this palette, and I'm going to take, I like to take a mixture of Dawn and Rocky, and I'm just gonna lightly, so this is the problem that I've seen, like everyone kind of just goes ham in it, and that's just how some people do their makeup, but all I honestly need to do is do this. You guys probably can't see it, but I do. 1, 1. That is all. And then I will take it and just lightly touching my skin I can't really see that well, so I'm gonna just use this mirror on this like palette because I can't like see that part. Do you see how much, you guys probably can't tell, but I'm using a super light hand with this right now because you honestly don't need that much because these are soft pressed like matte shadows, which means like the pigment payoff is like so much more, and I'm like obsessed with it. And honestly, there are some shades in this palette that I have to spend more time blending than others. It's just the nature of the beast. Not all palettes are gonna work for you 100% of the time, and you gotta be okay with that. And I am using the Sigma E40 favorite brush. This is just the titanium series. I have the black one, the copper one. I've got so many of these because they're my favorite. Again, all the brushes will be linked down in the description bar that I am using, and the list of products in my social media will also be down there. So I am gonna go in with the Sigma E25, and this one is just the copper edition, but I think I'm going to go in with Fudge, which is this brown shade right here. I know that this has been in many of the other palettes, and a lot of people have complained saying that they aren't the same shades. I think I do. I have the single shadow of Fudge, and I have all the other palettes that have Fudge in it. I honestly haven't really noticed a difference, just the fact that it's like a matte, like soft touch, and it's a little bit more pigmented. But other than that, like, I'm not seeing like a huge difference. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to literally touch it into the palette, and then I'm going to start right at my lash line, and then I'll blend upwards. And then what I am going to do is when there's kind of really not much left on the brush, I'm going to take it and stick the brush in the actual socket of my eye and blend back and forth. That's just going to give me that really like sunken in, smoked out feel, and that's what's going to give us that smokiness. Do you see that? Once you are done blending those two sides out, making sure that they're even. Obviously they're not going to be perfect, but we're working on it. So next we're going to kind of deepen it up just a little bit more and add just, I don't know if I want to add a little bit of warmth or if I want to go dark. I'm thinking either All Star, which is this shade right here, or Rowdy, which is this shade right here. I'm not really sure what we should do. So I'm going to go with Rowdy, and I'm going to take this Sigma E45. This is just a tapered blending brush, and I like this because it really gets right in my outer corner, and I can place the shadow where I want it to be. And it works especially with this palette because you really want to make sure where you place the shadow in the beginning is exactly where you want it, because if not, it's not that it's hard to blend, it's just like the most pigment goes there, and that like once you touch your brush down, it's like kind of hard to like blend it out if it's in like the wrong spot. So I'm going to take Rowdy with a little bit, literally so not a lot. So not a lot. I mean, very little. Taking my brush, and I'm just going to kind of set it right in this outer corner. And I'm going to pat it instead of, I'm going to pat it and swipe to kind of blend the edges. Don't mind this like darkness, like kind of like patchiness on the lid. Like I told you, some of the dark shades just like travel and whatever, but I will be going over that with a lid shade anyway, so I'm not really stressed about it. And I keep going over the same area in this outer corner because that is where I want it to be the darkest and the deepest, and then I kind of want it to just blend up from there. I'm going to take this E40 again with the Rowdy, or the Roxy and the Dawn shade, and I'm just going to kind of go over this out here just to kind of blend these edges just a little more. Okay, so after you are done with that, we are going to jump into the lid shade. I'm kind of like debating what I want to use for lid shade, but I think I want to go like a little bit more fun with this look. So I think we're going to do the electric shade. Okay guys, so jumping in with the electric shade, which is this green shade. Right here, we are going to use the Sigma E58, which is a cream color brush, but it's like a flat concealer brush, I guess. So I use it to pack stuff on my lid all the time. This is the one shadow in the palette I notice I have got to dig into if I want like a super pigmented like look with it, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Then I am gonna take my brush and just spray a little bit of water on it and then pick up just a little more. This is gonna help it give that like super metallic look, which I love. You guys see how pigmented that is? And I'm just taking this brush and just blending where the shadows meet together. So there's no like harsh lines or anything. Okay guys, once you are happy with all of that, we are done pretty much for the eyes except like some lashes and some liner. I am gonna tightline my waterline with the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner. This is in the shade Black. I'm obsessed with this, hence why it's like such like a little rinky-dink pencil, but I am gonna tightline so my lashes kind of blend better with my false lashes. After tightlining, I am gonna go apply mascara to my lashes. I always apply mascara before, it just kind of helps them blend better, and then you don't cut down the life of your false lashes because you're not applying the mascara to them, so that's why I do it before. Okay guys, so I'm going to apply my lash. Don't ask what lash this is because I honestly have no idea. I know it's an Eylure lash, I'm just not sure exactly which one it is. I will figure it out and I'll leave it down in the description bar for you guys down below. I just like don't know right this second what, like which style it is. But I'm just gonna take them, the glue is already on there and kind of getting tacky, so I'm just gonna apply this like I normally would. So the way that I apply my lashes, as you guys saw, I kind of set it down with my fingers, and then I will set the outer corner first, and then I will just take my tweezers and just pop on the inner corner, and then I just like to take the tweezers. These are the Anastasia tweezers, which are my favorite. I think that they're just like really precise, and then I just kind of like push them. I push the band of the lashes down, so it can be as close to my lash line as I can possibly get it, because I don't like when you see the gap between like the falsies and your regular lashes. So guys, I am going to jump off camera. I'm going to do my full entire face, like foundation, concealer, and all of that, because I do want to do an updated like foundation routine and stuff like that. So I'm going to skip that in the video. Plus this is just a review of this palette and there's no need for foundation and all of that. So I'll be back in a second with everything done and we'll finish up the eyes. Okay guys, just like I said, it was gonna take about 2 seconds and I did my whole face besides my lip and the rest of my eyes. So we are going to jump in with the Rowdy shade and the E15 from Sigma. This is just a flat definer brush and we're gonna go in and smoke out our lower lash line. And I'm just gonna kind of go right up to my actual lashes. I'm not gonna take this all the way into the inner corner. I'm gonna kind of stop it halfway right here, and then we're just gonna kind of let it fade into nothingness. Then I'm just gonna take the F30 or F63 and we're gonna go in with the shades Roxy and Dawn, which were the first initial shades that we applied, and we're going to blend our lower lash line out. And then kind of taking whatever's left on the brush and just dragging it into the inner corner. I don't want to smoke it too far down because then it just kind of goes all the way down your cheek, so I like to just take it to right here. So it's still smoky and sultry, but like not too intense. Okay, so next I'm gonna highlight the inner corner of my eye, and I am gonna use the shade Cube. That is this one all the way over here. It's kind of like a white with a pink reflect to it. So I'm just gonna take it on this pencil brush. It's the E30, and apply this in my inner corner. I'm going to highlight my brow bone with just a normal color. I'm going to highlight it with the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I just don't want like pink underneath my brows. So. Bam. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Anastasia Subculture Palette. If you guys did and you guys want to see more reviews on my channel, definitely give this video a thumbs up and I will definitely know that you guys want to see more. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you guys all in my next video.